pets. They have long been our friends, fur babies and supporters, whether they are canine, feline or a little bit scaly. We Brits seem to love them, with almost 41% of adults owning one. And an estimated population of 21 million pets in the UK, and that's just counting rabbits, dogs and cats. We feed them, keep them watered, and we even deal with their waste management. But what about their spiritual well-being? What can be done and who can help? I've come to an overcast Fleetwood in search of answers, some of which can be found in this bungalow, as here lives a woman who has made helping pets her life's mission. This is Shirley Wakefield, a 59-year-old in the UK's first pet minister. But how did this personality find her vocation?
Well, I first started seeing spirit at the age of 14, but it left me through family not allowing me to pursue it. And then when I went to Spain and live in Spain, I found that my mediumship had come forwards again. When I returned to England, I started to attend a spiritual church in Southport, and they had their reverends. It was like that church did their own reverends kind of thing, and I was encouraged to become one of the reverends, but I didn't want to do the same old thing of the marriages and the funerals, because I'm a dog lover and do a heck of a lot of charity work for dogs. I sat down once and I thought, whatever happens when we lose a dog, they're there one minute, gone the next. There's no grieving procedures, there's no help for people out there. And then I started to feel as though I wanted to take the reverency, but for that line of work.
As a minister, Shirley can offer all sorts of services, from births, marriages and deaths. However, she stressed that she's open to all and worked with owners as much as she does with pets.
It's really more for the families. It has been documented that the stress of the loss of a dog can be tremendous for adults and children. You see, an animal to some people can be a child. If they can't have children, you'll find a lot of couples get a dog. Someone loses a member of the family, their husband, the partner, whatever, they get a dog to just to replace that companionship. To some people, it's a family member, and to lose that family member is as much grief than anything. It's a form of a healing for the person, for the human. Again, to know that that dog's going to be well looked after. And it's there for the dog, because dogs do have feelings and they do have souls, and they do know that there's something wrong. And you know, I always read a thing, I don't know where I read it, but when a dog looks at you with in the eyes as they go to sleep, they're actually saying thank you, because they're in pain and they don't want to lose the company of their owner. And just to be able to know that that dog is going to be going to a peace, you know, painless. Again, it's just healing. It's healing for everyone, and it's just giving someone that something to hold on to.
And a number of memories stood out as having been extra special.
The day I got ordained in Southport, and this lady was in the congregation in a wheelchair with a little doggy. And as I was going through the service, I could see this doggy in a knee, and I knew that doggy wasn't very well. And she came up to me and she gave me the dog, and she said, please bless this dog. She said, he's going to be put to sleep tomorrow, and I've come all this way to see you to bless this dog. I'm not God, I'm not Jesus, I'm no one. But that lady said that she felt at ease and could let the dog go after seeing me, and that will remain in my heart forever.
Do you know where she'd come from? Should she travel far?
I don't, to be honest. I don't. I think it was round in the Southport surrounding areas, but because she'd got she struggled in a wheelchair to come. Do you understand what I mean? I'd only been ordained about 5 minutes, and I was doing my job. Do you understand what I mean? And that little dog did pass the day after.
After this, Shirley hit the ground running and began building on a long history of charitable work, including the renovation of a dog shelter and cattery in Spain, from which she saved Alfie, and getting pet breathing apparatus delivered to her local fire service. But what does she see as the future of the UK's pet ministers?
My hopes are that it would be taken genuinely, it would be accepted, and that there would be many more of us throughout the country to help those in need. Being the first is very hard, and with it being what it is, it's not easily acceptable. I am struggling to get this out there. I have had interviews to radio and in the press, but sadly it was mocked, and I can't get no further. So it's in the hands of, well, who is it in the hands of? I don't know. But I'm here at the end of a phone call for anybody who needs help.
As I say, obviously, even though you've had that bad response, you still seem available and willing to help people no matter.
It's not a whim. It's not something what was an overnight whim, It's something I trained for. I've gone into a pet bereavement course. It's meant a lot to me, and it'll never go.
Given this negative response from the press, I asked Shirley how she feels when she does meet a sceptic.
I love sceptics. I love sceptics to come along, because the sceptics are the ones that normally end up crying, because the thing with sceptics is a lot of them are gentlemen, and those that are sceptic would never have stepped foot in a church, and 99% haven't even seen a medium work. It's just inbred in them that I don't believe it. My attitude is go and see someone and then make your decision.
She went on to give this response to sceptics.
You have a child. If your child died, what would you want? To that lady, it's her child, it's her baby, it's her fur baby. Why? How can you deny her final goodbyes? It's just the same. It's a relationship, whether it's human or dog.
As I've been working on Shirley's story, I've come to realise that I've never really thought about any of these arguments, and I do get where the sceptics are coming from. You could just think of pets as animals, or maybe something you buy and then get a new one when they die. But for some people, they are their best friends, and they stand in for the children in other cases, and if they want to make use of the services of a pet minister, then who are we to tell them that they can't? I definitely think it's an area that's worth looking into in the future as we get more into animal rights and things, and I do think Shirley will continue to keep working, as it's something that she really has as her true vocation. But there's one thing that's true for everyone, and that's that we still love our pets, and that's going to be true well into the future.
Well, the companions. Did you realise that we have the Pat Dog Association, where they go into old people's homes and nursing homes? Animals can give. What is an animal? It is unconditional love. Yeah? And what more can you say? What more would anyone want other than conditional love from anyone? To come home to your home with that little wagging tail, not to be lonely, and to a lot of people, it's something to live for. Pets are everything. They're not just a four-legged animal. They're part of the family, and they're very much needed.